Wrath of Man is a 2021 film that is streaming right now on Netflix, and I just finished watching like 5 minutes ago. This is a Guy Ritchie film, and this stars Jason Statham as the lead. This has been on Netflix for, I believe, maybe 2 weeks going now, and I must say that first of all, anything that says Guy Ritchie and Jason Statham, I'm automatically sold. So right off the bat, that's all I need to hear. It's kind of one of those Quentin Tarantino and Samuel L. Jackson kind of things. You hear both names on the same project, it's an automatic go for me. So Guy Ritchie, the director of Snatch, director of Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, which I absolutely loved. I'm kind of mixed on Snatch. I probably have to rewatch it, but I wasn't like Snatch. Although it's one of his most popular films, I like a lot of his way better, such as Lock, Stock, and The Gentleman, which came out very recently, and this film kind of follows up as his directorial kind of project kind of thing. Not that they're related. I don't mean it like that. I mean he made The Gentleman in, I believe, 2019, and now he's following it up 2 years later with this. But like totally different styles of film. That's what I mean. Regardless, this film is great. It it's really well done for a heist film. Um, this is a perfect blend of heist slash revenge, and basically you get it's told in it's not told in linear format, so it's told in different chapters and kind of back and forth. So that's one thing you do have to keep in mind going in, is that you're gonna have to keep um, paying attention to when the timeline is going on, because it does go forward 3 months, 15 months, whatever, and then backwards 5 months and whatnot. So you do have to keep track of that. It kind of plays like Pulp Fiction style in that sense. But basically, it's a revenge tale. Now, it's also a heist film, but it's not played out like your typical Heat or Den of Thieves kind of heist film, because you deal with a lot of situations that have to do with the armored truck drivers themselves, and most, well, not most, but a good half of this film follows the heist truck drivers and the SWAT and the security companies, rather than the criminals creating the heists. But essentially, it's a revenge plot. It begins with a heist, obviously, and then you start to follow Jason Statham's character that joins a security company coming out of, like, he has a history in security and stuff like that, and he joins this company. Josh Hartnett is in this film as well, and he does a phenomenal performance. You don't really see too much of Josh Hartnett. He kind of is way spread out in the last 20 years, but he does really good in this film. And Jason Statham joins this security company, and as he's as he's working for this company, basically a lot of the people start to notice that he always seems to know a little bit too much for his own good and for the comfort of everybody, because he always seems to be like one or two steps ahead of everybody. And this makes everybody suspicious and fishy on his motives and what he's doing there and kind of where he came from. Because he's very secretive, he's very mysterious kind of thing, and everybody's kind of worried on, him. Every time they go through like a heist, he seems to like know all the hot spots, all what's going to happen before the things even happen, and he basically has like a big target on his back, and that's the first act of the film. And then when the second act of the film comes along, this is where the film starts to jump back and forth in timelines, and you start to kind of figure out what's going on. This film, I mentioned Den of Thieves. This film definitely has a lot of Den of Thieves vibes, and Sicario vibes as well. I got a lot of Sicario. I love the film Sicario, by the way, but I got a lot of similarities to that, and it seems kind of like definitely a passion project from Guy Ritchie, jumping from a fully British Guy Ritchie style film with The Gentleman, and then making this one, which takes place in California. It's outside of Jason Statham. It's like an American film. Everybody's, even the British actors and actresses are playing or are portraying American accents, and this has absolutely no wit that the other Guy Ritchie films have. Guy Ritchie is very well known for having like humor, dark humor, black comedy, kind of very witty dialogue and stuff like that. This film has absolutely none of it. Although there are scenes, and I will mention one actually in particular that takes place in a pool hall, that it definitely is written in total Guy Ritchie format, and as you're hearing the characters speaking, I'm like, okay, this is totally Guy Ritchie written. There's only one thing that makes this scene play out very oddly, is that everybody's not talking in a British accent. Because I'm listening to these people and it's it's witty, it's funny, but because everybody's speaking in American accents, it just doesn't fit. And it's like I'm always thinking, okay, if everybody was speaking in British accents, this scene would be absolutely hilarious. But it's just not landing because the dialogue isn't there. It's not fitting. Like it feels like this is supposed to be like Snatch style or Lock Stock style or the Gentleman style, but it's just not working because it's it's an American accent. But regardless, there is that kind of stuff that goes on. But outside of that, the film is played completely seriously, and it's dark. Like it's a very dark film. It's not a film also that really reinvents the wheel. So there's nothing that you haven't seen before done in other films, other revenge films, other heist films. There's nothing new, but taking the concept of a heist film and a revenge kind of plot and taking a film that does jump back and forth between narratives and doesn't play linear, which I like. I always like that. It takes a little bit more paying attention to, but I really like how they did it and how they structured the film. And they did, like, it really makes for character building in the film as well. And Jason Statham, he could be my favorite actor. He's definitely on, top five easy of my favorite actors. The guy's just friggin' awesome with his martial arts and wit and humor and you know um and also, like I said, he's the only person in this film who's not speaking in an American accent. Now I don't know if that's because his like trope slash gimmick is to speak in an American is to speak in a British accent because he's just known as the British Bruce Willis kind of thing, or if it's because he cannot portray an American accent to save his life. Just watch the film Parker. Not harping at all, but it's pretty funny if you watch Parker and you listen to his Texas accent. I think he portrays in that one. It's pretty damn fucking hilarious. But regardless, I absolutely recommend Wrath of Man. It's not going to show you anything that you, like I said, haven't seen before, but it takes a heist film and a revenge film and it does it really, really well. And it has that Pulp Fiction jumping on narratives, like showing one thing at the beginning, but then showing kind of the end of the film at the beginning of the film and showing what led up to everything. And a lot of characters that you see at the beginning of the film don't show up for such a while until the end, and then other characters will be introduced, and so you get a big cast in the film, very much spread out kind of thing. I can't really think off the top of my head, like at the moment, films that I've seen kind of structured in that sense where it has a big cast but they're all spread out, and it's like you have so many people in a film and they're all given I don't know, 10, 15 minutes of screen time. But you would think that that wouldn't work, but it does in a film like this, and that's kind of what I'm getting at with how the film is structured. But I definitely recommend checking it out on Netflix. 4 out of 5 on Letterboxd for me, and I would say 81 out of 100 pretty easily. It's a very well done heist film that kind of play like a big chunk of it kind of plays backwards in the heist film style, where you get your heist films where it's all about the heists. This one, it focuses a lot of the narrative and plot on the people being attacked, the people being robbed, the armored trucks being held hostage, and repercussions that happen in the midst of, you know, post heist and all that stuff, and lots and lots and lots of drama ensues. But go check it out for yourself, and yeah, it's free on Netflix, so I would definitely buy it as soon as it's released on physical media. So 2 thumbs up for me. Subscribe to Morgan Film Fan if you like to listen to my voice, or if you like my film reviews. I'll be back for more. It's pretty late right now, but I'm glad I watched that film. So until next time, have a good one, and cheers.